Hi guys, this is Mrs. V. As you can see today, you can't see my video, but I wanted to give you a quick walk through how to measure angles, how angles are, what they're made out of, and what we do for them. So we'll start off with angles are formed when two or more lines, line segments, or rays meet at a single point. In this example, two lines meet to form angles. They're all acute angles, but they're two lines. The next one, two line segments meet to form angles. And the third one, two rays form to meet or to make an angle. Really, we're going to focus on the last one and not the other ones. We're focusing on two rays forming an angle. So let's review a little bit. When two lines intersect to form the rays become the sides of the angle. We have ray AB, which looks like that. The ray is always named after the end point first. The next is ray BC, which looks like that. If you can see, ray BA and BC come together to make ray or angle ABC. The points are A, B, and C. And the vertex is point B. Arc is something that we haven't really talked about, but that's the actual angle, the measurement. But we're not going to focus too much on that. So just be aware, the ray starts with BA and then BC. Let's review a little bit. A line. A line extends without end in two opposite directions. In other words, it goes on forever. We label them by drawing a line and writing the letters above or below. It doesn't matter how the order that we do them for the line. It can be AB or line BA. A ray, however, does matter. A ray has one end point and extends without end in one direction. So think of a sun. All the rays of the sun come from the center. So all the rays of this place come from the center A, or from the end point A. And this does matter. You have to put the end point A first and then B. So this is ray AB. And a line segment last. A line segment has two endpoints, A and B, and you just draw it by drawing a dash on the top, AB or BA. For both line segment and line, it doesn't matter the order that you put it, but for a ray, it does matter. The vertex is the center of the angle, so this point B is the vertex. The symbol that looks like the less than sign is used to identify an angle. For example, angle D, E, and F. There are four types of angles. 90-degree angle, which is also what we call a right angle. A straight angle, and it's 180 degrees straight. An acute angle, which is less than 90 degrees, or an obtuse angle, which is more than 90 degrees. We're not going to watch the clip, but the way you measure is you use your bullseye, you extend your lines to measure, and you count up always. So let's practice. If I pull an angle out, the first thing that I need to do is extend my lines. So I'm going to do that the easiest way that I can think of. And I'm going to make this, if it works for me, a little bit longer. There we go. Almost. All right, there we go. I've made my line longer. And this one I'm going to make longer going up. And I'm going to make sure that this is smack in the middle. There we go. So then I'm going to pull my protractor. I've extended my lines, as you can see, and I'm going to pull my protractor out. I need to make sure that it's on this bullseye, right dead center. And I'm going to count up from the bottom. And I can make this bigger. I'm going to count up. So I will show you how I'm counting. I'm counting always starting at the 0 line. So I say 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. So I know that my angle is a 90-degree angle or a right angle. Let me throw this away. Okay. So if we move this out of the way for a second, and I'm going to do another angle. And I'm going to move this away. And I'm going to pull another angle. And here we go. So the first thing I need to do is identify, and this I forgot for the first one, is it acute, obtuse, or right? I know that this is an acute angle. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger for you. Then I need to extend my lines. So I'm going to go over here to extend my lines. I'm going to start with this one right here. There I go. There's that extended line. And just so you can see, I'm going to make this one. There we go. So I've extended my lines. I'm going to grab my protractor again and put it dead center. Be sure, see how it's a little bit different here, that it's exactly right. There we go, on that. Then I start counting from the 0 up. So I count 0, 10, 20. Well, it's a little bit less than 20, so I will say 18 because it looks at the 18 line. The reason it's not 162 is because I know that it's an acute angle. If it were obtuse, then it would be 162. Not to mention, I'm also counting from 0 up. So, that's a quick way to see it. Remember, identify your type of angles, whether they're acute, obtuse. So I'll pull them out. I think that's obtuse, another obtuse, that's acute, that's another acute, that's a straight line, that looks right, another obtuse, another acute, and that's it. So from there, once I've identified the type of angle, then I can measure it. And really quickly, one more time, I'm going to show you how I would measure this angle. And this one I'm going to extend this way. And let's see how it works once I try my protractor. I'm going to need to make this a little bit smaller. And if I'm counting, I know that it's obtuse, so I cannot count this way. I'm counting from the 0. I know that it's more than 90, so I'm going to go 100, 10, 120, 130, 40, 100, I'd say 149 or 150. Remember, you start counting from the 0. Always from the 0, even if the 0 is on the opposite side. Okay? So remember, boys and girls, identify the angle, whether it's obtuse, acute, right, or straight. Extend your lines like I just did. Sorry. Extend your lines like I did here. And then measure. Remember to start measuring from the 0 and working your way up. If you follow those steps, you will be able to measure any angle, anywhere, at any time. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask me at school or Mrs. Colbobo, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night.